Going to a new lake that's pretty far away can be intimidating, but I'm going to give you my checklist of things that I like to check fishing-wise before I head on out on the road. So success can begin and end with your equipment. I'm not saying that you need to buy all new equipment and all high-dollar equipment, but you do need to think about the equipment that you are going to use on this fishing trip. Consider the type of fishing that you're going to be doing and the seasonal patterns that should be going on during that time of year. That'll help you pick out which pieces of gear that you have that you should be using during that fishing trip the most. So once you have that nailed down, you need to make sure this guy is in good order. Let's start with a rod. You want to make sure your handles aren't loose or torn up or any spots that can cause you to have a sore spot or blister after fishing it for many hours. You want to check the shaft and make sure that there's no cracks, no oddities about it at all. You want to make sure your inserts are all in good working order. If they're missing or cracked or broken, you need to get that repaired. Or think about a different rod because that can fray your line and cause you to lose a fish. After you check your rod, you're going to want to take a thorough look at your reel. You want to check out the braking system, make sure everything looks like it's in good order behind this cover. Make sure the handles are in good order as well. If they need to be cleaned, go ahead and give them a good clean. You want to make sure your drag works properly and can be tightened as well. You don't want to loose drag your entire trip. Lastly, you're going to want to check and see how much line you have in here and the condition of your line. If the condition of your line's bad or you don't remember the last time you replaced it, you might ought to go ahead and replace it. If your spool is running low on line, you probably should remove what little is left and replace it. So just take a few minutes, inspect everything, make sure everything's in good order. More than likely everything's okay. You might have to change a little bit of line. So since you already thought about the techniques that you're going to use, you need to start thinking about your baits. Are they well organized and easy to find? I have my soft plastics and money bags. I have all my hard stuff and my terminal tackle in boxes. And I can count and make sure that I have plenty of it. Also, while you're doing this, you may think about some of the other techniques that you might pull out of your arsenal and use, and make sure that you have that kind of stuff available, even if it's just in a supplementary box like this. So we all go on these big fishing trips, hoping to catch the biggest fish of our lifetime, but you don't want to get caught without your scale and a little cloth tape. Therefore, you can measure and get exact dimensions and weights of that fish so you can create a replica of that someday. If nothing else, you get good measurements and good pictures for those memories. And also bragging rights. So depending on the time of year, you're going to want to bring the appropriate clothing, like a sun hat or maybe some long sleeves, or maybe you just need a big overcoat. Whatever that time of year requires, you want to make sure you bring warmer than expected clothes. Nothing is worse than being freezing cold out there on the water. So make sure you bring some warm clothes. You also want to make sure you have some shades, some sunglasses so you can see into the water. Make sure you have some sunscreen and all the protective stuff to keep you from having sunburns. And my last thing on my list here is the snacks. Snacks like trail mix, Little Debbie's, crackers, whatever your favorite snack is, let me know in the comments below. Water, Gatorade, Powerade, a Coke or two, some lunch type stuff if you're gonna stay out there during lunch. You may also want to bring some simple medications, Tums, Tylenol, ibuprofen, stuff that can help you push through a good fishing day. So you'll have to excuse me, I've got some work to do, some organization and some prep for my fishing trip. But if you're also going on a long haul fishing trip and you're taking your boat, you might want to check out how I prep my boat and my trailer for that trip. But until next time, see you later, Fishing Fam.